she loves me. Loves me not for who I am. What I got. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves my not. Fire. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's happening? This is my show. In the jar with your boy, Dupe Doggy, baby. So, I don't know what episode this is going to be. Let me think. 59, 60, 61, maybe 62. I've lost track. We banked some episodes. Gotten a good little rotation going. So, you know, that's cool. Getting a decent flow for things. What else, dude? What else is going on? So, definitely going to hit some clips today. Definitely going to talk about some baseball because I got this new widget on my phone. And it'll show me the live score of every Cincinnati Reds game. And so I've been able to follow my Reds seamlessly. ESPN, typically woke bullshit. Pretty good feature. Throwing that score up there on the screen every time I pick up, I can see what's going on with my Red legs. So that's been cool. But the Yankees beat us 2 out of 3. First game, we whooped the shit out of the Yankees. Now, I got to get my TV service figured out. I should be having I just haven't done it yet. I haven't gotten a new TV service yet. Just haven't needed to. You know, at least to be able to watch the Reds. Anywho. But Yankees beat the shit out of them 2 out of 3 times. And then last night, as of the time we're recording this, last night there was a pitcher by the name of Nick Rodriguez on the bump for the Reds. And I get a note. I'm not watching this game, but I get a notification on my phone and it says Reds pitcher Nick Rodriguez 1 inning away from the first no-hitter of the baseball season. I thought, well, I'll be damned. So I pulled the live lookup, you know, where they got the batter's box and it's telling you ball, strike, you know, in real time. And I watched the first at-bat at the top of the 9th inning. You know, throws like 3 or 4 balls in a row, walks the guy. And even not watching the game, I was kind of just based on where he was pitching. I kind of thought to myself, all right, this guy knows what he might be about to do. This guy understands the magnitude. It might start to be getting to him. You know, you could kind of tell just looking at the pitch placement on the first batter, and then the second batter comes up. I think he throws a looking strike on the first pitch. So, you know, he's kind of gathering himself back and being like, okay, like let's get aggressive, let's finish this. And it paused for a second, like that one strike went through, and then there was like 60 seconds of nothing. And so kind of anticipation builds, and all of a sudden you see, hit it in the left center for a double. No hitter broken up. So that was tough. But the Reds won. That's all we care about at the end of the day. We're trying to get dubs. The Reds are sitting at 43-40 right now. I think they're 5.5, 6 games back in the NL Central Division right now. And they are 5 games back or so, maybe 4.5 in the wild card. So I haven't been able to really watch a game this entire season. I've just been following it on X. I've been following it on my little live ESPN widget. But like I said, I just got to click a couple buttons to get TV service back. I've just been putting it off, not making it a priority. But the Reds, they've got a young, fun team. From what I'm seeing, from my informed at a distance opinion. There was a clip from today where, what's his face? I can't remember his name. Manny Machado takes, let's watch it. This is a weird play. Look at this. People are saying it's smart, though.
Left side.
Look at this.
Shot him on the infield lawn. We'll let it drop.
Get the speed off the bases, huh?
Yeah, you get the lead runner.
Not a bad call. You get rid of Cruz. You take that speed off. That's the first thing that came to mind for me.
Because it has to be man on first and second to be an infield fly, right? I don't even know what happens on infield fly. It's just automatic out, and the guys don't move. Has to be, right? But Reds got beat today, the day we're filming, so that sucks. So maybe we're 6.5 games back now. I don't know. Let's see. So we got that. We can jump on the gram, see what we got saved here. If I can get into my profile. I guess I saved some stuff on the podcast account. Yeah, it's a lot of football stuff, you know. Let me see if I can get to my... How do I get to my other profile, Jit? Yeah. You can cut this part, Luke. Going through a damn labyrinth here. Okay. Start it up. How did I not see that last time? It's so annoying. I don't even understand how my plug talk. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. All right, what do I do? Which one do I run first? Bro was born to be a football coach.
It's been a while since you were the head coach. What do you tell your team to have?
We just got to stop that little inside trap. You know, the option didn't hurt us much. We played pretty hard. We just got to stop that inside play. Offensively, we kind of sputtered around. Got the ball in the end zone. Defensively, we got to get out off the field on that 2-minute drive.
With key injuries to your offensive line, what do you do in the second half?
Oh, we're just going to play. We just got to keep playing.
Thank you, Coach. Middle.
We just got to go play. Damn. I don't even know if I could do his voice. We just got to go play. Old Bama coach, huh? Old Bama. I don't even know who that is, dude. I don't even know. Everybody's chiming me. Damn, boy. So what else, man? What else? Fatigue makes cowards of us all.
Football rewards the guys that are in great condition. That's when you have fun. When you're kicking somebody's ass and they're sucking for win.
Yeah!
There was a great coach one time says, fatigue makes cowards of us all.
Yeah. He knew that was a bar, too.
What if I walked up to you and said, you're a coward? You're a coward. You wouldn't like it, would you?
Hell no.
But that's the reality of it. When you're tired, you make mistakes, you don't do what's right, and your will to win all of a sudden starts to waver just a little bit. You get tired, and all of a sudden you don't have that same fight. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. All of us, me included. I guarantee you, when I was on that damn TV show and I hadn't had any sleep, and I hadn't had any food, and bugs are biting on my ass, I wasn't a big tough guy. I'm saying, what the hell am I doing here? Fatigue makes cowards of us all. If you're in great shape, if you can run like a deer, at the end of the ball game, you're going to be smiling and having fun.
You're going to be smiling, having fun. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. That's pretty badass, though, dude. Fucking having the cardio to make the guy across from you quit. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. Pretty badass speech, no? Dude, I was on the damn... Dude, I walk into the weight room over at Red Hawk this morning, and I've been going for the conditioning workout every week. You know, I just, for some reason, I enjoy the suffering of cardio is a lot different than the suffering of lifting. Or even, it's integrated in grappling, so can't really say that. But 3 sets, well, 1 5-minute warm-up set on the tread. It's a treadmill, and it's apparently supposed to be cardio-wise similar to a fight. So 3 3-minute rounds. An amateur fight. 3 3-minute rounds. So you have a 5-minute warm-up, 50 to 60%. And then you have 1 minute, 90 to 100%. Basically like 9 or 10 miles an hour. At least for me. That's what Solo Sin told me to do. 9 or 10 miles an hour. 1 minute of 70 to 80, so 7 or 8 miles an hour. And then another minute of 90 to 100, or 9 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour. I did 9 and 7 because I'm a big, chunky boy. And 3 sets of that all the way through. So, you know, in total, let's think. 2 out of 3 sets, you're going 90%, let's say. 2 out of 3 sets, you're going 90%. You do that 3 times. So that's 6 minutes of 90% running. Running at 90% of your max capacity. And let me tell you, dude, I got into that second set, and I was wanting to quit so bad. Part of the only reason I didn't was because I had Solo Sin in the gym and some other gentlemen coming in and out. And, I didn't want to look like a bitch. I didn't want to look like a hoe-ass bitch. And so I kept going. And I was fucking, holding on to the treadmill and like pushing down so that I could take some weight off my legs a little bit while I was running them. But then my shoulders would get fucking gassed, so I would have to put my hands up top. Because I could only run free, like with arms pumping, for like the first 2 or 3 sets. First 2 or 3, not sets, first 2 or 3 go rounds. Yeah. But anyways, I like conditioning workouts like that because you face a different part of your brain, I believe, in cardio than you do if you're pushing really hard during a weight workout. And don't get me wrong, you're pushing really hard during a weight workout. Sometimes you talk to God during those too. But that's really, here's the thing. At least for me, I might be intrinsically lazy. I don't know. I might be very intrinsically lazy. I personally needed throughout my football journey, and really still today, I need that accountability of others being around, pushing hard, and I'm looking side to side and saying like, oh shit, like these guys are pushing, like I'm going to look like a puss if I don't push too. Or, you know, like in college, I had a strength coach that he's going to push you to your fucking limit. And most of the time, it's not physical, like, it's not for physical benefit. You go beyond the point. You push so hard in those college football workouts that you go beyond physical benefit. It's all mental at a certain point in those kind of workouts. It's all mental conditioning. And it's very good. It's very beneficial to teach, to as a man, learn how to dig deep like that. But I'm not into crushing my body anymore, really. At least not with weights. You know, I did a lot of that back in the day. Just crushing my body with weights. You know, so I don't really lift that much anymore. I like the endurance. And the funniest thing are the complete things that I fuck with today, which is cardio, endurance, pliability, are the things I did not fuck with one bit as a football player. One bit. But unironically, all things that would have really helped me as a football player. Or maybe ironically, I don't know how I'm using that right or wrong, you know? So, yeah. Cardio is a fire thing to have. Don't let anyone tell you different. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. Dude, he got the boys fired up a little bit with that speech, I feel like. So here's what I was dealing with in college. I'm pretty sure this guy, Scott Cochran, my buddy Lewis is really close with him. I've never met him. I don't know him. I've been seeing videos of him on YouTube since I was 15 years old, 14 years old. And I think that era is kind of where this video is from. It could be later, could be a little later. I don't know. But Scott Cochran, he is who my college strength coach worked under at Samford University. BA, Ben Ashford, came over from Alabama, I believe, and was an understudy of Coach Cochran. And so, biggest compliment I can give him, carbon copies. Carbon copies in terms of the way they coach, get people fired up. It's fucking awesome. I'm always grateful to have had someone like that in my life at some point. But they're crazy bastards in the best way. I don't know Coach Cochran, but just from these videos, he seems like a crazy bastard in the best way. And my buddy, anyway, here he is.
You're a Bentley right now. I'm just gonna put spinners on that thing. I need you lower! Ah! Hit it! Oh, straighten your arms. Oh, that's mine. That's mine. Ah! I mean, come on, you already know. So get your mind right. Hey, pull your pants up. Damn. Ready? Bring it up. Sit. Give it to me. Down. Down. Go sit. Ready. Stop, drop. Get up. Yeah. Go sit. I got a bus in the back, too. Let's roll, man. Let's roll. Hustle, man. Hustle. Oh, yeah. Got the dancing bag. Get you some. Did you have cereal this morning? Let it out. Let it out. Live for the pain. Let's go. Get the ball back. Are we still warming up? Push him back. Push him back. Way back.
Dude. I'm just going to put spinners on that thing. Oh, dude, let me tell you what. My freshman summer 2 workouts at Samford University, I started July 6th, 2015. I'll never forget when I reported. And it was like the first week, and the whole team was in trouble from like smoke. I guess a lot of guys were smoking weed and failed drug tests. And so us, the freshmen, we got there in the middle of them going through all that shit. And so we're now on the team, so we gotta endure what those who had come before us had done. It wasn't anything, any of us were like mad about or anything. We were just kind of like shell shocked. We're like, oh, this is what it is. And I'll never forget, we're out there. I think it was like 93 degrees with like 88% humidity or something like that. The heat index was crazy. And one of the assistant guys at the time came up to our strength coach BA, and he was like, this, we needed this kind of shit. Us kids back then, we needed this kind of shit. It's like, coach, the heat index is, blah, 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 blah. It's like really high. He was like, all right, let's hit it. And I was out there. We were all out there like lined up, like military style, across the football field. We had all these different. It was training camp, or not training camp. It was summer workouts, but we had our strength staff at the time there were like 5 or 6 folks on it, and some of them were just like, I remember there's this one coach, I won't name him, but he was feisty, bro. He had a booming voice too, but he wasn't a huge guy, And I remember we were doing sit-ups, the whole team, right? So walk-on scholarship guys, whole team is about 100 folks, and we're all perfectly lined up in rows all the way down the football field. And so, we were doing stuff in unison. So sometimes we would do like lunges one at a time in unison, all 100 of us. Down, maybe that's an exaggeration. That workout specifically, we weren't doing that. But this one that I'm thinking about, it was all of us. And we were doing sit-ups in unison. So on the whistle, beep, bang, beep, bang. And I think we were counting them off too. But we had to have our hands locked behind our head the entire time. And if anybody broke, you had to, I forget what you had to do. You just got called out in front of everybody or something. And sure enough, dude, like I was fucking gassed. My hands they weren't interlocked behind my head. They were back there, but they weren't showing it. My hair's wet, by the way. That thing I talked about last week on the pod, looking like I got some, damn. Anyways, my hair, I got some locks, baby. Don't worry about it. I had to go out and say that, huh? Damn, boy. But yeah, my hands were like this behind my head. They weren't interlocked. And this coach jumped my ass. I think he made the whole team start over because of me. I was so embarrassed. And then another time, I think we were doing those lunges I was talking about, and it was the whole team, I think. And I messed one of those up too. Like I wasn't in unison with everybody else. Like I did the wrong one. And I got rushed. Like, what's your name? And I was so shell-shocked, dude. I was like, this is in front of 100 people, the whole team. We're out there in the baking sun doing lunges in unison. And I fucked up, man. I fucked up. I did like my right leg when everybody else did their left. I got jumped, dude. They saw me right away. There were like 5 or 6 strength coaches, like I said, on the staff. Right away, I got jumped, dude. What's your name? I was so nervous, dude. I was so scared. I said, Dupe, Clark, sir. I never lived that down. There'll be some guys that see that today, that clip, and they'll remember that. It was the dumbest thing. It was so dumb, dude. That's what all the older guys knew. Dupree, Clark, sir. That's how all the older guys knew me, dude. It was kind of fucked, but it was funny at the same time looking back on it. I was so scared, bro. I was so scared. BA was so swole and scary, bro. And he had a good beard too. I've always wanted to have a beard like that. Don't think it's gonna happen. Oh man, I got jumped. I think it was BA that got on me that day when I was scared. I'm pretty sure. Fucking dude was awesome. He still is awesome. Oh man, what else do we got, dude? That was a fun little tangent, fun little story. Birmingham, I was talking to my boy about this today. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, and I'd be interested to hear what the audience thinks about this. We were talking about whether Arizona, because it's 110 degrees outside right now in Phoenix. And he's in Houston, Texas right now. And he's from New Orleans, my buddy, Louisiana. And we were like, which summer heat is worse, the South or Phoenix? And he thought that it was definitely Phoenix. And I think that it's definitely the South. So I went outside today, around like 3 heat of the day too, to stretch. And it was pretty, like the surface I was on was what was bothering me the most. I was right by my pool stretching, and I had to throw some water where I was stretching by the pool because I was having to rest my limbs on parts of the pool side that were it was like too hot to hold a stretch. So that part, the surfaces absorb a lot of the sun's energy out here. So that's definitely a thing for sure. That's not, that's tough. But like, I fully believe I'd probably be exhausted after I did it, but I fully believe that I could have gone out and played around of golf today in this. Just me, right? I'm soft as they come. I'm going to get straight down to it. I'm soft as they come, but that's something I could do. Especially because the golf's so cheap when it's that hot. But it's not, dude, in Birmingham, Alabama, in the heat of July, you pull up to you park at the dorm room. I remember this, freshman year when we had to live in dorms. I would pull my car up to one of the primo parking spots at the dorms, right in front. Probably from where I sit to like the wall, which is maybe a yard behind the camera. Not a lot of space. Pop out of the car. Maybe you went grocery shopping. Maybe you got to go in the back to grab something. By the time you darken the doorstep of the dorm and you're wearing a gray shirt, you will have spots on it in Birmingham, Alabama in July. No doubt about it. You will have spots on your gray t-shirt from getting out of the car and walking 10 yards to the doorstep in Birmingham, Alabama in the summer. That's just a fact. And I know it's a fact to me because I experienced it. I'll say that. So I think the heat in the South with the humidity is tougher in the summer than Phoenix, Arizona. Now, I will say summertime in places like Western North Carolina are beautiful. You know, because you got a little more elevation. You got a little more tree cover, you know, when you're up in the mountains. So that, you know, like a summer night in Brevard, North Carolina, 75, 80, maybe 70 actually. Probably go down to the 60s at some point in the night. Beautiful. Beautiful. In the middle of July and August. It's so nice, bro. But it's still humid. And you still, I don't know what it is about that humidity that pulls out the perspiration in your skin. But it does it. You know what I'm saying? It does it. And I don't really, you know, you got to really I will say this. When you're out playing golf in 100 plus degrees in Phoenix, you really obviously got to make sure you're hydrating. Like hydrating good. I used to have a Camelback, you know, one of those, anyway. But I don't really sweat that much in Phoenix. I sweat some for sure. You know, I'll get swamp ass. You know, my underwear will start smelling a little cheesy for sure. But yeah, like I'm not sweating like I did in Birmingham during football workouts. Not even close. Now, football workouts, golf, two different things. But I think summertime in the South is tougher, and I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So be interested to hear everybody's 2 cents on that. What else, dude? Speaking of Birmingham, this video went down at Guthrie's. It's this, I guess it's like a manager yelling at an employee. I don't know. The guy was much smaller. It's a confrontation, right? So one of the guys is much bigger. The other guy is a lot smaller. So that might be a factor as to why the smaller guy didn't really stick up for himself, but he just absolutely chewed him. Take a look at here.
One more time, you do, and I don't care about none of it, nigga. I'm a real nigga, boy. I'm a real nigga, boy. I'm a sweet nigga. I don't need none of it. I'm gonna give you one more time. And you do.
Before I slap you, yeah?
Motherfucking time you do, bro. I done gave you too many chances, baby. It ain't no dough.
You keep your mouth shut, kid.
Nigga.
One more time. So that was at a Guthrie. The reason I know this is in Alabama is because in the I should have pointed out during the video, but during the video, you'll see a guy, he's got Guthrie's on the back of his shirt. That's a chicken fast food joint in Birmingham. I don't know if they have them in other places. They could have it in Tuscaloosa or something like that, but I haven't seen any in Tennessee or anywhere else other than in Birmingham, Alabama. And it's Guthrie's. It's like a mix between Cane's and Zaxby's. It's pretty good. I think about Guthrie sometimes. I have not eaten it for probably 7 or 8 years at this point. But it's real, it's like Cane's where the menu's real simple. Chicken, fries, a lot of good sauces there. Obviously sweet tea. Sometimes you do the Arnold Palmer. But Guthrie's, dude. They used to have a Guthrie's. They might still have it. I haven't been to Birmingham in years. On Green Springs Road. I used to go, dude, when I was going to Sanford, I used to go to that joint as I ate like shit back then too. Guthrie's always have a place in my soul, but if I had to eat it every day, in my life today, I would pass away. It's just what it is. When I eat Raising Cane's, I love it to death. I love it with all my heart. I love it with all my soul. If I eat it, I pass away. And I hate myself for it the day after I eat it. Just what it is. So at this point in my life, it would not benefit me being around a Guthrie's, but I do have the self-control to not go. It would just be kind of a neutral thing, but I love having access to just good Southern soul food places. Full Moon Barbecue in Birmingham. I could reminisce on Birmingham food for the rest of the show, and I just might. Full Moon Barbecue. They got these big old. I used to get baked potatoes at a couple different places in Birmingham. One of them being Full Moon Barbecue. They made the best in Birmingham. They had two spots where I would get a baked potato. Full Moon and Purple Onion on Green Springs Road, again, in Birmingham. Purple Onion had other locations in Birmingham. Only believe that they're in Birmingham. They might be, I don't know if they're in other places in Bama at this point or not. But each Purple Onion location has a different menu and a different vibe. They used to have a different logo than each other. Slightly different, but the same. I think, I could be wrong, actually, but I don't know this for a fact. I think it's the same string of people running them. But it could be different ones, and that's why the menus are different. The logo is different, but it's the same concept. It's interesting. That's a restaurant business for you. You know what I mean? But anyways, I got a baked potato there. Gas. Just straight gas. And it was the sauces. Again, I've talked about Southern food on the podcast before. The secret ingredient with Southern food is the amount of sauces you have to choose from. It's very simple. Right? Because if I go to a chicken place or I go to a barbecue place and they have Alabama white sauce, you know football. You understand the inner workings of the game of football. If you're a restaurant owner for, say, a chicken place or barbecue place, and you have Alabama white sauce on the menu, dude, you understand ball. So it's all about the sauces. They got, there's just one place I've found in Phoenix. I wish I was getting paid to say this. I wish they were giving me free food right now. Maybe one day. It's a spot called Sneaky Bird over here in Phoenix. And I really struggle. I will say this, living in Phoenix, Arizona, I really struggle with finding good, unique chicken places and barbecue places. But I've managed to find a few in the last couple months that I believe are reliable, good to eat, because I'm pretty locked in with my diet 6 days a week. But on Sunday, I'll sprinkle 2 or 3 eat out meals. Get your mind out the gutter. 2 or 3 eat out meals a week. Get your mind out the gutter. And so typically what I tend to gravitate towards, here's the thing. I tend to gravitate towards chicken and barbecue lately because not only do those foods speak to my soul personally, but I also tend to not feel as terrible after eating them as I do if I have pizza. I love pizza. Adore pizza. Even love a good chicken parm. And a chicken parm doesn't really take me out of commission that bad. Mexican food doesn't really... It depends on the quality. There's such a range of quality of Mexican food that it's hard to say. Some of it ruins my life. Some of it doesn't. But anyways, I found that it's this chicken place in Phoenix. It's called Sneaky Bird. They got a spot in Scottsdale, and they also got a spot in Waddell, which is like way out west of Peoria, on the way west, like more west than the west side of Phoenix. And they don't cook any. I think they. I know the way they cook their food. The way they cook their chicken is, I think it's in avocado oil. So good. And they have so many sauces. They don't have Alabama white, I will say that. But they've got like South Carolina mustard sauce. It's like basically like better, darker Chick-fil-A sauce, runnier. More like honey than like Chick-fil-A sauce, if that makes sense. Carolina Gold is what they call it. It's so good. They have that. They got this peach They got this peach sauce. I went swimming earlier, so it feels good to really dig into the earlobe. You know what I mean? Here's the thing about exercising the bird dog. You know, exercising Jasper in the heat. We'll just go swim. You know what I'm saying? We'll just get out in the pool, and he's getting more and more. He used to be real nervous about swimming. Jasper did, even though he's got webbed feet. You know what I mean? And we've started getting in a groove the last couple of weeks where we swim every day, and because that's the only way I can get him to exercise. So he's got him a soccer ball, and I throw the soccer ball out in the pool, which he has like a complete meltdown until he finally realizes the only way he's going to be able to get it is if he jumps in, swims over to get it, and then it's kind of like a fetch process in the pool where he brings it back, and then I throw it back out, he brings it back, et cetera, et cetera. Last couple days, he started not needing the ball to get in the pool. If I just say, come on, let's go, and I push off in the pool, he'll swim with me as far as I wanted to go with it. And so I'll just gas out too, trying to get this dog exercise. Cause I'll be like, cause I have to like initiate, I have to like go and so we would just swim alongside each other, and go from end to end in the pool. And then eventually it just naturally happened where we started playing tag. You know, because you know when like inconsiderate or like maybe partially physically unaware dogs, like my dog, when they're in a pool with you, they want to like swim to you, like swim at you, and then they like basically fuck on you with their claws and shit in the water when they're treading. It's fucked. It's fucked, but it's kind of hilarious and cute at the same time. But we started playing tag, so I'll swim out to the deep end and I'll watch him just freaking beelining, closing on me like damn Jaws, dude. And I know that he's not gonna stop. He's gonna fucking climb onto me while he's treading water, dig his claws into my bare skin, and you know, you gotta avoid that, right? So I'll just, you know, it's like, I think my pool at the deep end is like 9 or 10 feet. And so I'll dip down below and then I'll push off of the backside of the pool and just missile toward the shallow end of the pool. And he has no idea where I go. But every time it's like, dude, I feel like a kid again when I'm doing it with him. It's like that. Damn, that's not a good representation. Sounded more like the Joker. But you know that kind of feeling where you're like, oh, you know, it's kind of like that. And it got to a point where, you know, because he'll typically swim out and then he'll want to swim back. But if I notice that if I start going, my shit shut off. Does that mean that I'm low on battery here? Hold on. Oh shit. Hey, puppy. All right, so my phone's flash turned off, so that probably means that my phone's running low on battery, and my phone is sitting in an area in space where a charger cannot reach it. And we're at 44 minutes, so I'm going to let y'all go with that. Make sure you like the video, comment what you thought. Had a good time on this one. And I hate to rush you out of here. You can stay as long as you want. You can click the repeat button. You can click like. You could comment. And you could even subscribe if you're not already subbed to the channel. I know there's a statistic on YouTube that says about 80%, 85% of people that view your videos are subscribed to you. So if you're one of those, join the squad, man. Join the squad. All right. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Ha ha. Sayonara, bitches!